Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Big Donch Show. Today, we're going to be doing some UFC. We're going to be previewing and predicting UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi, talking about Showtime Boxing coming to an end, and a whole lot more. Just a reminder to subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Let's get right into it. So, UFC. Today, this episode is a fighting episode. Okay, I like to do them. The only time I do football episodes is when I do my NFL recaps. So, all fighting today, boxing and UFC. UFC 294, lightweight championship. Tomorrow, Islam versus Alexander Volkanovski. Islam 24-1. He beat Alexander Volkanovski. Volk, this is the rematch. Alrighty, I thought it was a pretty close fight. I had Volk winning at the time. I'm rooting for Volk. I'm a big fan of Volk. The fact that he has a chance to be a two-weight champion simultaneously, featherweight and lightweight, I love to see it. Volk is 26-2. He's still a warrior. Taking this fight on like a 2 weeks notice after Oliveira backed out. Then we have Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev, middleweight co-main. Kamaru Usman 20-3, one of the best middleweights of all time. Khamzat is 12-0. Hamza's coming up. He's solid. I feel like Kamaru can pull this off a little bit. I feel like the two replacements, because Kamaru Usman also was replacing. Okay? He was replacing. He's 2 week notice. I feel like both of the replacements are going to win. I have a strong feeling Volk's going to win for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I had a strong feeling he was going to win the last fight, okay, with Islam. But I have a strong feeling he's going to win this somehow, like crazy. Like, I don't know. He does have an excuse, though, if he loses. I'm sorry. We have Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker, Ikram Alice Kirov versus Warley Alves, and then Said Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gufarov. So it was supposed to be Islam versus Charles Oliveira for the title bout for the lightweight championship, and then it was supposed to be Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight, just a non-title bout. But Costa, it would have been fun to see. But I feel like it upgraded. I feel like this card upgraded, which is pretty solid, right? Preliminary cards. Let's see if there's any big names on the preliminary cards. Tim Elliott, Victor Henry, 23-6. Not any big names, really. Let's see if the early prelims, see if there's anything. Not too much. Yeah, not too much. But yeah, let me say. The card just got better, I feel like, with these replacements. Kamaru Usman's coming off a loss, back-to-back off Leon Edwards. I feel like that he could do this. So, who do I have winning? I have a strong feeling Alexander Volk's going to win, but I don't know. How about this? My mind is telling me that Islam's going to win, but my heart really is telling me Volk's going to win. Usman versus Khamzat, I actually have Kamaru winning this one. I have him winning. And in my heart and in my mind, I have him winning this. But Islam, he's good. I feel like he's going to beat Volk. That's just my opinion. But UFC's getting good now. Next month, we have Stipe versus Jones. I'm excited about that. I mean, Stipe is old. Best UFC heavyweight of all time. Jones, probably pound for pound, the greatest fighter of all time. It sucks that Stipe is old. This fight would have been great 5 years ago, but it's not. So, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a tough matchup it's going to be a tougher matchup than Cyril Gane for Jones. Punching wise, I feel like it's going to be a late. I mean, we'll do that. We'll predict that later on, but it's going to be a good matchup. It just sucks that's happening so late, but I'll do a preview and prediction for that fight when the time comes. So let's move over to boxing now. Showtime Boxing has announced that they're leaving. Unfortunate. Okay. 37 years in the sport. They decided to close it up. Okay, PBC is the main. I mean, that's what they cover, right? Al Heyman and PBC. Showtime was actually pretty successful this year. That's why I'm pretty shocked why they closed, right? You had Garcia versus Tank. You had Plant versus Benavidez. You had the undisputed championship for Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. A much needed fight, right? I mean, Canelo Alvarez, he just signed a 3-fight deal with PBC this summer. You thought, they're going to be locked up. Now, they're going to be closing at the end of the year, right? They still have Benavidez versus Dimitri Andrade, which is supposed to be pay-per-view. But it kind of sucks, right? I mean, you had HBO Boxing and Showtime on top of it, on top of the game. They're leaving. they're leaving. So it was successful, though. It has been successful. I mean, we've seen even non-pay-per-view fights. All right. Tazu, he retained his junior middleweight title on Showtime over this past weekend. Frank Martin was a popular opponent, right? Deontay Wilder, Charlo twins. You think that PBC and Showtime would be solid. Now, what's PBC going to do? Apparently, there's rumors with maybe teaming up with DAZN or teaming up with Amazon Prime, which would be, different. All right. DAZN has a partnership with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing and Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, which Golden Boy Promotions is probably one of the worst, right? I mean, the way they treat it, Ryan Garcia. But it sucks. I mean, I loved HBO Boxing. They had great fights. They did it the right way. They basically laid it down for everybody to look after, right? They did it the right way. Top Rank's not bad. I mean, it's not Top Rank, it's ESPN, but Top Rank hosts the event. The ESPN broadcast, the broadcasters are very biased, right? Timothy Bradley, the announcers. I like the documentaries and all that they do, but just the broadcast, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of. What I liked about Showtime was I love the documentaries. They are the best documentaries, right? Preparing for the fight, they had it good. I can't think of the top of my mind what they would name it, but you know what I'm talking about. Before big fights, they'd follow the fighters in camp. It was good. I like that. They had it best. Top Rank, not so bad. The broadcast, they always mess up. Every broadcast. I mentioned on my live stream with the Janovic fight, every broadcast, they're messing something up. They're mixing up a picture. They're getting the opponent wrong. There's glitching. They got to get better. ESPN, a very expensive, very rich broadcasting company. They got to do better. Top Rank fights, though, I do enjoy them. I do enjoy Top Rank cards. They're free, unless it's obviously like big fights like Loma versus Haney, which shouldn't even have been pay-per-view fight, but they have some good non-pay-per-view bouts. Okay, they really do. We just saw Josh Taylor versus Teofimo for free, right? We had George Kambosos versus Haney twice for free. Loma versus Teo, free, right? So they do have solid matchups, solid cards. So I feel like that could be good. Top Rank itself, but ESPN got to get better. DAZN, not bad. I know they have problems though with viewers with subscriptions and all trying to log in and stuff. I like Showtime. It sucks that they're leaving. It is what it is. So also it was building up over the past week. Haney versus Prograis, a lot of trash talk. That fight's happening. It's gonna be in San Francisco. Super lightweight. I think it's for the WEC belt. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Haney's gonna get rocked, but I feel like Haney's just gonna win on points. I do feel like Prograis gonna land a good shot, but I feel like Haney's gonna just win on points. Haney won't get the knockdown or a knockout. I mean, Haney just doesn't have those hands. He's not powerful enough. We won't see a knockout. And if we do, it'll be Prograis knocking out Haney, which I doubt happens. I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision for Haney. But either way, a lot of trash talking. We know how it goes. Trying to sell the fight. I mean, I'm not really that excited for the fight. I mean, 2-3 years ago would have been nice for Prograis, but I'm not expecting much. Hey, I'm rooting for Prograis, but I don't think we see much. Jake Paul announces his next fight. It's gonna be in December. Not an opponent yet. Nate Diaz posted on his Instagram saying that's be him. That's not confirmed. I hope it's not him. No one wants to see that. Nobody even wanted to see that the first time. All right, Nate Diaz is a legend in the UFC, legend in MMA. But whether you hate Jake Paul or not, he's levels above boxing when it comes to these MMA fighters. It just is what it is. Jake trains constantly boxing, straight boxing. There's UFC fighters, a lot of them washed, right? Retired, old. Anderson Silva, Woodley, Ben Askren, Nate Diaz, right? Like these guys are UFC fighters. Maybe if they were actually prime in the UFC, they'd have a chance. But these guys are not only UFC, MMA, not really focusing on boxing, but retired, right? Jake Paul's in his prime, boxing. What I'd like to see Jake Paul do is rematch Fury. It's not going to happen in December, right? Fury just came off an embarrassing win, right? Embarrassing win. He should have knocked out KSI, but I doubt he fights Fury, right? It's a little too early. I'd like to see that fight happen early next year, though. A rematch. I think Jake Paul could do some damage, could actually win. What I'd like to see Jake Paul fight is an actual cruiserweight. Doesn't matter the record. He could be a journeyman, 10-30 with a record. I just want to see him fight an actual cruiserweight. Have some respect for the sport, right? Stop trying to fight all these YouTubers, celebrities. Have some respect for the sport. I like to see him fight like I said, maybe a top 30 cruiserweight, but somebody, just a real cruiserweight boxer, a guy who actually makes a living off boxing. Alrighty, who actually focuses boxing, is not known for YouTube, none of that. Actual boxer. See how he does. See how he does. That's what it's leaning towards. I heard an actual boxer. Tommy Fury is an actual boxer. He was an actual boxer, then turned celebrity, unlike Jake Paul, who's a celebrity turned boxer. But Tommy Fury, I mean, obviously there's levels. He's starting to approach that celebrity type of range. He's not a real boxer, not taking it as serious compared to a guy who does it for a living, who depends on boxing for life, right? That's all there really is to it. Not many boxing matches this week, not many big fights. Coming up, we have next week Fury versus Ngannou, which I'm excited for because I just want to see Fury back in the ring. He announced that he expects to get 10 more fights to go. I hope that's true. But Fury, doesn't really stay true to his word. That's really all there is to it, though. It's a Big Donch Show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm out, guys. Peace.